Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and today we're going to create our own custom bundle. A couple weeks ago, I had a video about Fanatical's mystery bundle, and I thought to myself, why can't I do that myself? I won't be able to do 10 games, but I can definitely create a bundle that I curated on my own. And to do that, I'm using a website called Isthereanydealcom. Isthereanydealcom is a website I used to check daily, not only weekly, for deals on games. You'll have AAA titles that are reduced and a lot of great prices. And I think what Isthereanydealcom, what they do is they have, however they gather their information, and on different games, they'll have a list of games that'll have the lowest price to the highest price. You'll see on the left side, you'll see hearts next to different vendors' names, and that's because Is There Any Deal, they do get an affiliate pay for linking you to that particular seller of licenses. It doesn't charge you anything extra. It's just like any other affiliate link that you've clicked on. If you click on something and you buy it, the person that referred you over there gets a percentage of the sale. That's all it is. Two things about Isthereanydeal.com you have to realize and you have to pay attention to. One, you got to be sure that the code you're buying is for your region. Sometimes you'll have on there like, oh, it can only be activated in China, or it can only be activated in Germany. So you got to watch out for that. Also, you have to watch out for operating system. Sometimes you'll have a great deal on something and you'll be a Windows user and it end up being a code only for Mac. So we are going to create our own bundle. So we got to come up with some criteria, because we can create a bundle and spend $800. I'm not spending $800. You can. So let's come up with some criteria. First thing, it has to be 5 games. The next thing is only 2 of the games can be free. The next criteria is one of the games has to be a AAA title. And what a AAA title is, it's kind of like a blockbuster, like Aliens, or that was kind of old, Marvel. So it has to be a blockbuster. And it all has to be under $10. So I think we did it. We picked 5 games. Let's go and review these games. I only play 20 to 30 minutes each game. One, because I have a family and a job and other responsibilities. And two, if you can't catch me in the first 20 and 30 minutes, to me, it's not a game worth me playing. The first game is a game called Flashback. Flashback is a game that was released first in the early 90s, I think 1992, 93. And it's a sci-fi game about this guy. I'll be honest with you, I didn't get past the first level because the mechanics of how you move the guy was weird. Usually with spacebar, you can make the character jump up and down. But with this one, the character took his gun out of his holster and put it back in. You shot with the shift key, the running and the jumping. It was a confusing game. It had 2 versions. It had a classic version, it had a modern version. The classic version didn't come with instructions. I was like, I'm going to be a purist. I'm not going to do it. Couldn't do anything but move them left and right and fall. That was it. The modern version came with instructions and the graphics were updated. The classic one had the original graphics and it looked smoother, I guess. I didn't like the game. It only cost us 49 cents, so that's a positive. The next one is a game called Crashlands. Crashlands is about a intergalactic delivery person named Flux Dabes. I don't know. They didn't really say it. And they are delivering 3 shipments, and this alien stops them out of hyperdrive or warp drive. I don't know what they call it, but they're going really fast. So he brings them down and like, hey, I need this part. And they're like, but that part helps our spaceship go. He was like, so how do I get it? Do I just destroy you guys? And the computer said, I guess that's the only way you're going to get it. So he destroys the ship. They get off of it and they crash land onto this planet. And this game is very fun. It's an RPG / crafting game, role-playing game. You play the role of a person. That's self-explanatory. But crafting is you find different elements to make something else. Let's say if on this game I had to find a bunch of sticks and grass to make a knife out of it. Kind of like Age of Empires, that you have to start at the primitive stage and then work your way up to more advanced things. And you do that by collecting and interacting with the world and inventorying things and building things. It's a very, very fun game. The graphics are awesome. The characters are funny. It's a really good game from the first 20 to 30 minutes that I played. I liked it a lot. And it was free on Epic about a week ago. So it doesn't matter when you collect these games. Collect the games, make your own bundle. Give yourself a criteria and stick with it. But this was free a couple weeks ago. Another free game we got from Epic is called Death Coming. You are this guy who just died, and the Grim Reaper comes to you and says you can have a second chance at life if you help me kill more people. It's like if Final Destination and It's a Wonderful Life came together and bam, it's a game. It's a very fun game. It's not as graphic as I just made it sound. You do things like click on things and make things fall on people, or you electrocute them, but it's not like gory or anything like that. And it's a puzzle game. So you have to figure out, what to do, when to do it. But it's not linear, meaning that you have to, let's say if it's 4 people you have to get rid of, you don't have to do A, B, C. You can go B, and then triangle, and then back to C, and then brown. It doesn't matter how you do it as long as it gets done. It's a very, very fun game. If you start killing a lot of people, you have these angels that come by with their green flashlights and patrol and try to see what's going on. If you get caught by them too many times, you'll lose that level and you have to restart and play it again. To me, the gameplay is very fun. I highly recommend it. I even recommend it more for free, but if you can get it for a reasonable price, definitely. Our next game is going to be our AAA game, and it's going to be Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. A couple weeks ago, this was for $333, and this game is a game I'm going to play for a long time because this was Hideo Kojima's last game with Konami. If you don't know Hideo Kojima, he is the Spike Lee or the Steven Spielberg of video games. My man he tells great stories. The action is fantastic in all the games I've ever played from that he's touched. He's just that iconic in the video game world. And this starts off as not to be disappointed. You won't be disappointed in this game. You start off in a hospital bed. You come to and you go out, and then you find out you don't have an arm. And then right when the doctor explaining to you that people are looking for you, a bunch of assassin hitmen come to try to take you out. And from there, the game, it's not for kids. And the game gets gory but it tells such a great, compelling story of survival. And then some supernatural elements happen. This fire dude comes out of nowhere and starts wrecking things. A masked lady or kid comes and tries to calm things down and then ramps them back up. Only playing 20 or 30 minutes of this game, I don't think does it justice, because the prologue is longer than that. If you don't know what a prologue is kind of like the pre-game. They set the story and then most of the time give you a tutorial on how to play the game, give you some of the mechanics and to help you out. This was one of the longest prologues. I didn't get through it because I ran out of time. The game is, to be a masterpiece, I hadn't even got through it, but I read some reviews that said that it's a 40-hour gameplay. This might be like a Mr. Kojima's opus. It may be his greatest one yet, given the reviews. But I'm going to play this game a little more. This one cost us $333. I think I said that earlier. And you activate this one on Steam. The next game, the last game, is going to be Cities Skylines. This game cost me $4.99 when I bought it. And this game came out 2 years after the long-awaited SimCity. People call it SimCity 5 or I call it SimCity 2013. This was a big controversy. I used to work with this guy who he was so hyped on it and he loved it and he couldn't wait till it came out. And then the whole having to be constantly connected to the internet just bugged him to bejeebus. He had to have his phone out whenever we had some downtime to connect to it. It came out later that it wasn't, the only thing it did was just check with the server. It didn't transfer any information. It was just an annoyance to people. I guess they wanted complete control. I don't know what EA was doing. It never made sense. Why do I need to connect to your server if there's no information being shared? What if I was on a car ride and I wanted to play and I didn't have internet access? You couldn't play it. You paid $60 for the game and you couldn't play. So Cities Skyline came out, and to me it was a SimCity 2013 clone, but better. Because it felt like a full game. You didn't have this restriction on having to connect to the server. You didn't have just all of the baggage that came with SimCity. Let me tell you about the first time I played Cities. I was horrible because I had it in my mind that I was going to put my houses next to my industry. You know, pollution and people go so well together. And they were just dying left and right. I couldn't build enough cemeteries to put them in because in this game, not only do you have to control education and parks and police, you also have to control health care and death care too. So it's like being a city manager in real life. You start this big map and you start putting your roads out and your houses and your businesses to try to build your city up to be a phenomenal city. One thing I didn't like was, I didn't like the way traffic will make or break this game. Either it's gonna give you problems. That's just what it is. But traffic is the thing that will drive you insane in this game. Another thing I like about City Skylines is, let's say if I picked a woman and I could track her movements throughout the day. Let's say she goes to the store and then she goes to her work and then goes out to eat and goes pick up a kid. You can follow one thing all throughout the whole game. To me, that's fun. If you're a sim player, this is one of the best games you can have out there that gives you that granular control that simmers love so much. My wife is a sim player, a simulator, a simulations, simians. No, not simians. Sim people. I don't know what they're called. Let's go ahead and add up everything that we got and see if we came in under our $10 mark. Flashback, 49 cents. Crashlands, free. Death Coming, free. I love free. Oh, I love free so much. Metal Gear Solid, $3.33. And City Skyline, $4.99, which gives us a grand total of, this is me doing the drum thing on my leg. You can't see it, but I'm doing it on my legs. $8.81. I think that's a great deal. We had a little more room. We could added another $1 game. Now, mind you, all these prices don't include tax because tax is going to be different depending on where you're at in the world. I think we did a good deal. So that's it. If you guys like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this kind of content, give me a thumbs down. If you like the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon because it'll let you know whenever I post. You know, you can get notified, send an email. I don't have a cool name like Notification Gang or Adrian Squad or the Adrets. I'm not coming up with a name. But guys, thank you for joining me. Have a good one. Catch you in the next one.